in the Family was one of the most groundbreaking programs in TV history. Its creator, Norman Lear, the Emmy-winning producer, is also the man behind the sitcoms Sanford and Son, One Day at a Time, Maude, Good Times, and The Jeffersons.
Now, at age 92, he shares how those unforgettable programs came to his life in his new memoir, Even This I Get to Experience. Norman Lear, we are so honored to have you here this morning.
I thank you. I'm honored to be here and to remind you of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Not to leave one out.
Not surprisingly at all, this book is just so beautifully written. There are so many wonderful anecdotes, but I want to start off with the name.
Yes.
Even This I Get to Experience. What did you mean?
Well, I've come to understand it's kind of an attitude about everything that follows getting up in the morning, because I think as I look around and see these glorious posters of my book and look at your smiling faces, and even this I get to experience.
I want to talk about All in the Family, because in our household, this was like every week. We all sat down, we all watched it. And I think people look at that show and say, there was such wonderful social commentary. Was that by design?
It wasn't so much by design as the fact that we were men and women who were making that show, writers, producers, directors, and we were relating to our experiences as parents, as fathers, as children. We were scraping the barrel of our own experience. We weren't looking to do anything that wasn't obvious.
But you were pushing the envelope, and you had to know it, because, I mean, you made the Nixon enemies list. I mean, Jerry Falwell.
Nice?
And also, I mean, didn't Carol O'Connor himself say he didn't know if the audience would trust a character like Archie Bunker and would like him?
Well, that was a question. Honestly, I felt, since I grew up, hearing everything we had anything to do with in schoolyards, let alone in homes and so forth, I had no question in my mind that we were simply dealing with the truth of American life and the things that were impacting American families. It was no big deal.
With Archie, you ultimately went to Carol O'Connor. But you guys had some pretty big fights over the shows, didn't you? The writing.
We did. He was carrying an awful lot of weight. I mean, he was an enormous star. He was playing a politically unlovable character. The average actor doesn't understand his own, the degree of his own charm and how much that matters. So without that understanding and carrying that role and everything else, he was, uptight. And a lot of the scripts he just didn't want to play.
How did you resolve that?
By playing.
Because in the book, you basically say you never backed down whenever there was an argument from the networks.
That makes me sound a lot stronger than I think I was. But I didn't back down because I thought they were silly arguments. When the network said he can't walk in and say of his two kids that he saw were about to make love at 11:15 of a Sunday morning, I said, well, they're married. They have the house alone. They're going upstairs. If I had given in on that silliness, that must come out, that the American people could not stand that, I would have lost every fight that followed.
But Rob Reiner's called you a pot stirrer. Roseanne Barr called you an amazingly focused anarchist.
I'm the peer of the person I'm sitting with. And that's the way I feel. If I'm talking to a 15-year-old, that's how I feel.
Well, a very humble Norman Lear. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Again, the book is called Even This I Get to Experience, and it is on sale now.